Hi. Hi, Josh.
This is twice today, and I burnt you earlier.
Yes.
Totally burnt you earlier. I was like 20 minutes late, and it was all because I can't read my calendar. It has nothing to do with like traffic or my dog was sick. Like it was just complete neglect. So I'm glad you stopped by to kind of touch base again.
Sure.
You are David.
I'm Dave. I'm Dave Tinker. I work at Achieva. I'm the Vice President of Advancement, so I oversee all the fundraising that we do. That's a nonprofit.
And Achieva is huge and awesome.
It is. It's a very large nonprofit. We serve people with intellectual disabilities and developmental delays, such as mental retardation and autism. We serve people from throughout all of southwestern PA through lifetime of supports from young children all the way through seniors.
And I think what struck me this morning, because we just had coffee, so this isn't a coincidence, is that just the scope and scale of everything you do. Like it seems like you have your fingers in so many different sort of systems.
We do. We last year we served over 14,500 individuals and their families through all of our different programs, from early intervention to respite to vocational and supported employment supports to residential homes to special needs trusts. We do a little bit of everything, it seems like.
And tell them about the pallet company, because this is the thing that I keep coming back to.
One of our social enterprises, we have several, we actually build custom pallets and wooden crates in our Bridgeville site. We actually have people with disabilities working side by side with people without disabilities. They work in full 2 shifts daily, 7 days a week we have it running. And we actually, as part of a capital campaign, just expanded it because we were turning away work because we didn't have enough room for
that
it.
That is so awesome. So, like, what's the interface that most people kind of come to you through? Like, how does somebody who needs help or a family that needs resources, how do they connect with you, or what's the process?
Well, there's various processes. Typically, people just call us at our main number, but if it's young children, they go through the Alliance of Families for Infants and Toddlers, and then they're matched with the parents can choose a provider for their children, but many people actually just come straight to us, though.
That's great. And you guys just wrapped up a capital campaign? Is that right?
We're almost done. We raised $7.3 million out of $8 million so far.
And so folks should go to a website and...
Yes, our website's Achieva.info, Achieva.info, and you can learn lots more about all the different projects we're working on and the resources we offer to the community.
And you guys put a lot of folks with disabilities into the food industry, right?
We do. There's a lot of work with people working in restaurants and stores, and we're constantly looking for new partners to work with.
So if I was a restaurateur, which I'm sure there's a couple here that will listen to this podcast later, and wanted to, what would be the case that you would make to them?
Sure. People with disabilities typically are more dependable and more reliable. They're very interested in routine, so they come on time. They don't take days off. They're typically very highly productive. They're very friendly and very dedicated to the work that they do.
And so, as an entrepreneur, as a small business owner, you would argue that there's no risk in helping someone with a disability find employment and
there's no risk. There are supports that Achieva is able to offer for both the restaurant or the food industry as well as the person with disability, and we are in the background typically. You might not see us right there, but we're there to help the individual with disability make sure they succeed in the work that they want to do.
How many folks do you think you guys have placed in the restaurant industry in Pittsburgh?
That I don't know. We have over 900 people we support through vocational and support employment just in the past year. There's certainly a large number of people in the food and restaurant industry, easily.
Great work, and it's awesome. We'll make sure that website gets put up on the podcast so folks can help support your capital campaign. We're asking everybody the same question. What's good and what's bad about food? Like, we're here today celebrating local produce, celebrating, rethinking how we eat. Like, how does that resonate with you personally?
One of the things I love to talk about, actually, is one of the things I do, in addition to fundraising, I teach team problem solving and collaboration in graduate school. I like my teams to have meals together. And the whole idea of camaraderie and working together, to be able to just bond over a meal, especially at the beginning of a project, it's incredible. And from first-hand experience, it works awesome all the time. But just the fact that you get to learn about each other and get a little more comfortable and build trust. The bad about food, sometimes there's not enough of it, or sometimes there's not enough good food around. So that's the bad part of it. But obviously, people are working on that.
So the folks that you serve,
yes,
they probably have very specific food issues, right?
Some do. Some have very strict, restrictive food issues. And so the foods are very important. Their meals are very important. Sometimes very regulated to make sure they're eating the right foods.
And just the economics of it.
Absolutely, because it can be very expensive. Sometimes if the individual needs additional foods or additional medicines to help them with the foods, it can be very expensive at some point.
So do you guys think that the government programs that support those things, do they do enough? Are they adequate? Are they...
Well, what they have is okay, but there's always could be room for more. And that's one of the things we do. We work to advocate for programs such as additional funding for food programs for people with disabilities, but also other types of programs as well.
Awesome stuff. Well, David, thanks for stopping by, man. Is it Dave or David?
Either's fine.
Either's fine?
Yeah.
And we're excited to see what you guys do in the next couple of months. So hopefully you have some big announcements.
I hope so, too.
We'll come talk to us on a formal podcast for like an hour about all the great work you do. Bring your communications people, bring your marketing people.
Oh, thank you so much, Josh.
Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you.